Yo, haha, Miltnificent. What is good, YouTube? Your boy Miltnificent coming back with another quick video, man. Today, moment of truth time, and we're gonna find out if Chewbacca is actually a legit site to sell Yeezy merchandise. As I was telling people before, I want to say about last week, shout out to my man Joe, always breaking the news for me, but Chewbacca did a restock on various Yeezy models on the website that, you know, either you were getting a good deal or you were basically, I think it was basically, I want to say market price without the hassle of shipping fees and taxes, if I'm not mistaken. So before we get into that, if you're wondering what I'm wearing, this is the new Plushible. It's basically a hoodie that can turn into a pillow. This is very comfortable. I wear it a lot, especially in conditions when it's very cold. This is added warmth and it's very, very plush. Go ahead, check out the Plushible website. I will leave a link in the description and you can go from there. But this is definitely something worth having, especially in cold conditions when you're outside. But let's go back to Chewbacca. So for those people that don't know, Chewbacca, if I'm not mistaken, yes, they are licensed to sell Adidas gear. And I think Adidas, it's up to Adidas to disperse what type of products can be sold through Chewbacca. Now, if I'm not mistaken, 2021, there was a lawsuit that was in progress between Adidas and Chewbacca for, if I'm not mistaken, the company is called NAFTA Traders. And NAFTA Traders, they're stationed in Irving, Texas. And that's exactly where the warehouse where Chewbacca is kind of dispersing their gear out. So I got this, I want to say at least less than 6 business days. But to anybody wondering, that lawsuit kind of got like thrown out of, I want to say the picture, just because it got to a point where they were trying to find out or trying to get Adidas gear, merchandise and stuff like that from Adidas. They felt like they were getting like real low quality to resell, right? So I think they got that all worked out, if I'm not mistaken. But NAFTA Traders, if I'm not mistaken, is affiliates of Chewbacca. So yes, Chewbacca is licensed to not only sell Adidas gear, they can sell Nike, Jordan Brand, Feli's, Reebok, etc., etc. So they're definitely legit. Now, how is the quality of the shoes? We are going to find out because they featured a Yeezy Knit Runner model that I've been seeking for a minute. And I'm not sure if this Knit Runner was featured on the Adidas re-releases that happened, like I want to say, between last year and this year. So if you've been sticking with my channel, you know that I had the Yeezy Knit Runner, the Sulfurs. We had, this is my first one, which was the Fade Indigo. We had the Fade Azure, and then we also had the Fade Onyx. Now, I looked at the Fade Carbon. If I'm not mistaken, the Fade Carbon we're about to look at, it has differences between the, I want to say, I call it the second gen Knit Runners versus the first gen. We'll go into that momentarily. So with that said and done, man, this is the box that Chewbacca kind of set this in. They actually have their own boxing label. I think this came via UPS. They use packaging on the inside so that the box itself won't get damaged. Shout out to Chewbacca because this is a very thick box. So, you know, you don't have to worry about that. There are two other Yeezys on the way, so I'm looking forward to doing that review. But this is the Yeezy Knit Runner, and there are some things that you can look at to verify or give yourself some type of ease, whether it's a legit Yeezy or not. But I know some people would just say like it's up in the air. Of course, you're looking at the font that's on the box. You're looking at the tags or stickers and stuff like that that's on the box. This is size 13 for the stone carbons. You can also look at the RFID tags, which I'll talk about just momentarily. So let me see if they included that in this package. Holy smokes. Man, oh man, I've been looking for this for so long. And finally, might be my last Yeezy Knit Runner to pick up before it's all said and done. So let me take this all. Actually, let me take the bag out. I'm looking for the, oh, there it goes. This is the RFID tag, which is on here. You'll see a video because there should be, if you put a light source to it, you should see the actual tag inside, the actual, the paper labeling, if that makes sense. Let me take this out real quick. So we got the stone carbon, which I think this is like a brown, dark brownish color combination. I don't want to say it's like, I want to say it's black, but if I take a look at the stone carbon, which I know is black, yeah, it's kind of like a dark brown black combination. I do actually really like this. But let me get into this real quick, because the Yeezy Stone Runner Carbon is on the Miltnificent channel. Man, I am so excited right now. You can see that whole ridge design on the outsole. This is all rubber. For those that don't know, Yeezy Knit Runner has basically a one knit prime knit upper that's covered like the foam design. So I don't have it with me, but if you have, I'll take a picture right here. But if you're familiar with the Yeezy Foam Runner, that has basically, it's an all one foam, EVA foam upper. This is basically the winterized version, because they're taking the foam that's still there by design, it's cut off to a certain point, and then they put the prime knit upper to make it like winterized. So if you go out and you go into the rain or even in the snow, this thick rubber sole, or at least the outsole, which you think may not be doing much, it grips the ground. So, you know, not to say that you won't be slipping or anything like that, but it's able to handle rain and snow conditions, moderate rain and snow conditions if you're outside, but it definitely keeps your foot warm during the winter. I lie to you not. I wear knit runners all the time during the winter. So let me just take this out and I'll show you what to look for in terms of, ooh, man, let me take this out. Now, there's different models, as I said in the beginning. There's a first gen knit runner versus a second gen knit runner by design. You know how you can tell? First way you can tell, the sulfurs, when these first came out, I got this from the Adidas restock, I'm going to say this year. Maybe it was last year. I think it was this year. When I got the sulfurs, I forgot that the design of the knit runner was completely different. This one, the first gen, is more narrow, right? That's the first thing you want to kind of take a look at. It's more narrow than your second gen knit runners, where it's a little bit more wider towards the toe area, so you have more room. This one is a little bit skinnier. One thing that you'll know is that the first gen has a removable insole, where you can see, and this was the first one, the first knit runner to drop, and this had an RFID tag labeling on the actual sticker with the insert. And then as the series went into the second generation, there was no insert. They actually, you'll see a video right here, they stitched the inside of the actual insert on the actual shoe, so to make it kind of like one seamless thing. So the insert wouldn't shift back and forth, anything like that. Not to say that this is, because this is actually in place and it's pretty stable, but to make it of a more comfortable fit, they stitched it, the insides all the way around inside the shoe. So the Yeezy Carbon, if I'm not mistaken, the Knit Runner Carbon, Stone Carbon came out, I want to say it's either it was the second or third knit runner after this, because this also features that same insert and that same narrow design. So you can look at the production rate. If I'm not mistaken, the production date shows December 2021. And when you look at the knit runner, this one's May 2021. So this was basically made not too far from this. So this came out first, and then I think this came out sometime 2022. But to make a long story short, this also features that narrow design, kind of close to the first gen. It has that removable insert that I'm talking about. The only difference is they feature the QR code on the actual, this is kind of when they kind of introduced the QR codes with the Yeezys. And what happens is, if you scan your computer with most, I'm going to say the iPhone, if you have an iPhone and you put it on, or Android, it doesn't matter, they typically have like a QR reader, like kind of integrated within the phone. So if you put your iPhone, I think if you put it not in video but in photo mode, and you hover it around the QR code, it'll expose and take you to the Adidas website, which you'll see right here, and it'll show you the model of that shoe that you just purchased. So I did it with the Fade Carbons, the Stone Carbons, and it took me to the Adidas website. And then also did it with the Fade Azure that I also got from Adidas, and it kind of did the same thing. So just to let anybody know, of course, you do want to check, again, the font on the actual insole, which matches the font on the insole of the, when I say the Knit Runner Sulfurs that I had also got from Adidas. So that was kind of like, it's kind of like a miss and match. And of course, when you look on the interior, which you remove the insert, I should say, from the Knit Runner, you'll see that there's different labeling or different paneling that is kind of super glued towards the prime knit to help keep the structured upper portion of the actual shoe. This takes, I want to say, some time to break in. It's not something that you're going to put in right away and you feel comfortable, but at least when you start wearing it around the house or wearing it outside, the more you wear it, the more comfortable it gets. So that's how the knit runner is. It definitely has that, you'll feel that foam kind of like feeling that you would feel with the knit runners, or at least the foam runners, I could say. But when you put your foot in this, I swear to you, and I lie to you not, that even with the back heel support, you see like here, I'll put a video right here, but you can see that it has two pads to kind of support your heel. But at the same time, the knit is designed to just trap heat. It's much like a jacket or something like that, with good labeling, or good panels, I should say, that help trap the heat of your foot. Of course, people would complain about this model during the summertime. Of course, your feet get sweaty, and I can perfectly understand that. But this shoe is my all-time go-to during the winter, hands down. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's other couple Yeezy models, but this is one of my favorite because your foot can just slide right in and you're good to go. And if anybody actually has a hard time putting the knit runner on, you can actually just stretch this a little bit and slide your foot in when you put your foot in, and everything's good to go. In terms of flexibility, this one is kind of a little stiff. It's not as flexible as the actual knit runner. Why? Because, excuse me, the foam runner, because the knit runner has the knit stitching around the actual foam. So it's not going to be able to bend kind of like all the way around, but you can definitely see the flexibility towards the knit portion. It's definitely durable, and it has some type of water resistance on, I want to say, coating at the top. It's because I remember when it was raining and stuff like that, and I would wear these knit runners, my foot would not get soaked, if anybody was wondering about that. Now, obviously, if you're in a swimming pool, I wouldn't recommend that. The water can get in. Obviously, you would get wet. But in terms of securing or trying to put your foot in, and you're looking for a shoe to, whether you want to wear outside the house or wear it inside the house and keep your foot warm, trust me, winter's coming up. Adidas foam runner, at least the knit runner, is definitely the way to go. And I'm glad to actually have this colorway on the Miltnificent channel. You don't know how excited I am. Of course, it does feature the Adidas logo at the bottom, the Yeezy logo on the insert, and the Adidas logo also on the insert. But man, comment below, man. Let me know. Are you going to go to Shoebaka's website to see what models are still left? Do you want to kind of look at the price? Because they do fluctuate. That's one thing I do like about Shoebaka. They will at least keep it close to market or resell market prices, if that makes sense. But I got this for the low, and your boy's happy. And I'm pretty sure they restocked these. I want to say all sizes, but they restocked these. And for the reason why I think that they were able to restock this pair, when they came out with the sulfur, they came out with limited pairs. So it's not like they had a lot of stock. And I think they did the same thing with the Yeezy knit runner stone carbons, because I remember this coming out on yeezysupply.com, and it was kind of the same feeling, where it's like, this went so fast I wasn't able to get it when it first initially came out. Same thing with this. So they must have had a lot of stock in their warehouse to kind of offset. Good thing for me. Patience pays. But your boy Miltnificent will do that quick on feed. The Yeezy knit runner stone carbon on the Miltnificent channel. Finally. I can say that, my collection, I would say most of my collection is complete in the knit runner series before Adidas set sails forever. Your boy Miltnificent, I am out. You guys stay blessed.